people. Start in your family, your sorority, fraternity, your churches, your neighborhood, and get 10 people and stay connected to those individuals, and please get yourselves and them and more to the polls. Okay? Are we with it? Alright. And let me let you know right now, for sake of time, I have so many different issues that is pressing with the office that I am actually seeking. I don't have all night to discuss what is going on with you all, but I'll give you a little snippet about myself. I am a 24-year veteran with the Mobile County Sheriff's Office in Mobile, Alabama. I am a corrections sergeant and risen through the ranks, receiving numerous awards, commendations. I am also a veteran of the United States Air Force Reserve, where I served 14 years and 8 months. Right? I also was involved in the post 9/11 with Iraqi Freedom, Operation Noble Eagle, and Operation Enduring Freedom. All right? From there, I am seeking this seat because I know that I have what it takes from my collegiate years and from all my leadership experience in order to take on a fast working environment such as the Secretary of State's office. I want to see automatic voter registration. I want to see early voting here in Alabama. It is high time we have early voting on Friday, Saturday, Monday before our election day. Reason being is that the law of Alabama, the employer is supposed to give their employees 1 hour to go vote. And when that employee asks for that 1 hour to go vote, they'll say, okay, I'm allowing you to be granted that time to go and vote. When the election day comes about, what happens? We are not fully staffed and we cannot afford to allow you to go vote. And so what happens is that because of the excuse absentee ballot, it will be too late for that employee to fill out an excuse absentee ballot. And what happens is that employee did not get a chance to cast his or her vote. That makes our voter turnout even what? Lower than what it is. Okay? From having early voting here in Alabama, I want to change excuse absentee ballot to no excuse absentee ballot. I want to see that one of my opponents, no other than the Republican candidate, Wes Allen, he actually written numerous bills to suppress your right to vote. They have so many bills coming up of election subversion. They have so many bills to continue to suppress your right to vote, such as banning curbside voting during the COVID pandemic. I want to amend that bill where it will be amended to allow handicapped and disabled to vote by curbside voting. The prisoners should have a sense of welcome back into his and her community. In order to have a sense and feel of self-worth. Our crime rate is too high. From Mobile, Alabama, Baldwin County, all the way up to the state of Alabama, the crime rate is so high. Why? Because thank you to our Republican Party, they actually passed the bill to have no permit to carry a firearm. And that brings me to my next statement. From having that bill passed, when you get ready to go and cast your vote after January, after this election, my opponent wants to have one of them, Wes Allen, he wants to have heroes at the polls. Heroes at the polls is where he wants to have military veterans to come in and work for free. All right? I'm a veteran myself, and I cannot allow that to happen. You have to understand, also House Bill 194. Wes Allen actually passed that bill as well. That is because of Zuckerberg bill that actually he given so much money into the black belt. And so they came up with the Zuckerberg bill in order for entities in Secretary of State's office and etc. not to receive any money to get voter education out, to get voter registration out. They're doing everything they can to what? Put a cap on it. So from there, let me back up just a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. And I'm going to go to my seat because I told you I'm so sorry. There's so much going on, but I do apologize. But going back to, I want to have the curbside clarify that. I also want the prisoners to be able to, I have to say that moral turpitude law has to be upheld, but I want to see those who are not falling under the category of moral turpitude law, once he or she released from federal or state prison, I want to see their voting rights restored. Alabama does not have, they want to holler about we need to uphold election integrity, but Alabama does not have an audit after each election. I want to see Alabama to have an election audit in order to uphold voter integrity and election integrity. I'm asking you to support me, but more of this, more of what I want you to do is to energize yourselves and others and community to get out and vote. Right? I want you to vote the straight Democratic ticket. I want you to go and vote. We have too much at stake. And if you have not been watching the news, the Republican Party is making bets, and they got all their coins and their checks and their bets ready, and they're betting that we're not going to go to the polls and vote. We need to get out and vote. I'm also willing to look at an option in order to have the voting where you'll be able to vote online. It is not saying that it would be voter fraud, because let's take a look at this. If you fill out a credit application, only you know the security questions to that application process, right? So I would like to look into something in that nature, where if you are going to vote online, you may have only just 2 tries, but you will have to answer security questions such as what car did you buy back in 1982? Only you know what car you purchased within the select that they gave you all, what they gave you. So thank you so much for inviting me to this prestigious event. Don't let this be the last event that you have. Let's get out. Let's rock your vote on November what? November 8th. Thank you all so much.
At this time, do we have any questions for Ms. Lafitte? I want to open the door for any questions. I want to ask the first question. How soon will we be in Alabama be able to see true early voting, such as other progressive states?
You have to look at legislation. You have to make sure that we get as many Democrats out to vote for our upper and lower chambers. We need to flip the supermajority first in that legislative branch so that we will be able to have those type bills written, to have those bills passed. That's what we need. Any more questions?
So there's 2 amendments on the ballot that we were talking about at the ADC over the weekend, and I want to find out which 2 amendments do you think that are on the ballot this year that we need to focus on?
I'm going to tell you all of them. And I'm going to tell you all 10 of those amendments are very important. All right? I'm going to tell you that the language that is in each one of those amendments can be confusing, but please get a copy of a sample ballot, hopefully ADC and New South Coalition, and read it for yourself and study it. But I believe it's too many, to me, it's too many amendments to have on a ballot for any one person to look at. Reason being is, they've only given you between 4 to 5 minutes to cast your ballot. And if you're not finished casting the ballot, they're going to ask if you need assistance and ask for you to leave. Any more questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, on election day here, and I don't know about everywhere else, we usually have problems that arise that most can be fixed locally, but some call for your office to come down immediately, for you to have people available. And I know that there are 67 counties that you're dealing with, but some call for immediate help from the Secretary of State's office. And so how will you deal with that? Because most often we send in reports, we take down discrepancies and issues, and they are never addressed. So we're just writing notes that never get addressed. So how will you address that? Those election day issues that we send at the polls on the day of election.
Okay, let me ask you this, because the sheriff's office, if the sheriff's office is not answering those calls, is the sheriff's office receiving some of those complaints and those calls? And is there deputies coming over to see what the complaints complaints are and allow them to rise up through the chain of command?
We have different entities that are responsible for certain issues, but what I'm saying is certain issues we need your office to deal with and your office only.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, when you say different issues, could you give me a category? If you have a category, then I know which direction you're to put drive away, I need to drive in. Because if we're talking about voter fraud, then we have to have a division that actually faces, work with nothing but the voter fraud issues. They answer those calls. And then also that we'll be able to call the Board of Registrar's office in the county and say, hey, can you go over there and check this out? Because there's no way that someone's gonna come straight from Montgomery right then. We'll have someone that will be in that said office to answer those calls and then also to come on scene if possible. Now, another thing that people need to understand is this, is that you're needing the ones who are running for office, the candidates, it's always good that they have poll watchers there. Those are the people who watch for those discrepancies, to see actually what is going on, to report those type of incidents as well. So if you have whatever the complaints are that you may have, the Secretary of State's office should have different divisions that are set up and geared up to go ahead and answer those questions and be able to assist you. But if the